Hi guys, this is Margarita with City Gal Papetree. In today's video I am going to be kicking off my Christmas series for 2018, and it's going to be the 10 cards using recycled Christmas cards, and these are all of the cards that I'm going to be cutting up and using in this video. It might be a two-part video because I am going to try and record this in real time, so I don't know how much I'll get done in this one video. However, I'm gonna do my best. Okay, so I have all of these cards that I want to recycle, and I am gonna start off by cutting off the pieces that I want, tossing anything that I'm not gonna use. I try to get a lot of focal points from these, or strips and shiny things and whatever I want to embellish other cards with. So I'm going to be speeding through this part because it's going to take me time to just kind of look through them and cut them up. But I want to share that with you so you can see the process. I also wanted you guys to know that I started by setting up my area here. So I have the cards that I'm going to be recycling, and then I have here a bunch of Christmas themed brads. There's some snowflakes, and then some little tiny snowflake die cuts there that I have had these for years. I use them and they seem to just never finish. So I'll be using some of those. I have some little foam squares over here. I have some rub-ons. I have some stamps here off to the side. I have some ribbon to use. I have here some stamps in case I need to embellish a little bit more. And then over here I have a bunch of scraps that were left over from the last time that I did this project. So I've set up my area to create these cards. I'm definitely going to be creating these on the fly. I don't have a plan. I don't like to have a plan. I like to kind of just go with the flow, see how they work out. So it's also going to be a process video, and let me start cutting these up.
How still we see the light above thy deep and dreamless sleep. The silent stars go by, yet in thy dark streets shineth the everlasting light. The hopes and fears of all the years are met in thee tonight. O holy child of Bethlehem, descend to us, we pray. Cast out our sins and enter in. Be born to us today. We hear the Christmas angels, the great glad tidings tell. Oh, come to us, abide with us, our Lord Emmanuel.
So these are all the elements I've cut from the cards that I am recycling. And that's my baby behind me. I think I'm going to work with some of these smaller elements first. And let's see. Just bear with me while I try and think of what to do with them. Santa should definitely be skating. Let's see, he wouldn't be on a snowbank. He would be on ice, right? Alright, so I found this in my paper scraps. It's kind of a little piece of shiny paper. And I'm going to use this as ice. I might use this to kind of tone it down just a little bit, maybe, so it looks, maybe not. I'm not sure. I'm going to say no. And then I have a slope die, but I can't find it, so I'm going to do it by hand. Somewhere around here. And so I'm just going to draw my own little snowbank. Bank, slope, whatever you want to call it. And I'm going to cut that. Now I find that when you're cutting anything in a particular shape, it is easier to move your paper instead of the hand with the scissors. I'm gonna actually go off the line here because I wanna finish downward. But yeah, it's easier to cut something that's has a shape, like when I cut the snowman to when I cut the Santa Claus, to move the actual paper versus, you know, moving the scissors. Just a little tip. I'm gonna grab my eraser, erase this. And I want to cut this, I want to cut an oval shape into here somewhere. I'm going to just also do this by hand. I don't know what I did with the pencil I just had. Alright, so let's see. Something around there. He's just, he's skating in a really small puddle. So to cut this out, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab a precision knife. I'm gonna grab this precision knife and a little cutting mat, and I don't know that I'll actually be able to get it straight, so I'm just gonna cut across in the middle, and then I'm just gonna cut around that with my scissors, and I think that'll be better. Now I want to have some room here to actually tape down my background piece. Let me do that. So I'm gonna just cut this a bit thinner. And put that there. I'm gonna take the release paper off before I put it down, and that's because I want to go around the oval. And when the release paper is on, it's really stiff, but as you can see, once you take the paper off, it's much more flexible. And so this way I am going to be able to go around the edges of the oval much better. Okay. This is sort of the same thing you would do with a shaker card, but this isn't going to be, it's not going to be a shaker. Probably could have, but I'm not going to do that. Alright, and so I have another small piece here. Whenever I have little random extras like this, I just stick them to the side of my tripod so I can use them later. And again, this isn't a shaker, so it doesn't have to be a sealed edge. It doesn't have to go touching, you know, both edges. It just needs to be in there. And I don't think I need to take that off just yet. That fit? Nope. Got stuck to my hand. Alright. Alright, so let me continue to put foam on the rest. So that it doesn't collapse while it's down. I think that should be enough. I guess I could put this little teeny square somewhere. Okay, now I'm gonna just cut a little bit off the edge because I think it was too big, and I don't want these holes to show. I don't know if you can see that, but this was part of like a little sample pack of wrapping paper, and so it was stapled with a bunch of other little sample squares, and that's where that's from, and I don't want that to show. So let's see, if I put it, if I put it on like that, that should be fine. Okay, that works. Alright, just cutting that out so it doesn't show. Okay, and so there's my little snow thing. Looking through my scrap stash again, and I found this light blue paper, but I also found this really cool looking sort of shimmery metallic blue paper, and it's like the same exact size as that. So I'm gonna try to switch this out. I didn't press this down yet, so I'm gonna attempt to carefully remove it. See if I can get this on here. All right, that's cool. That works. Let me go get the baby. I want to get this as get this on there as my background. Okay, and let me also put some adhesive here. Okay, so this way it's lined up and it doesn't look too... okay, so I finished this one, and I'm trying to think of a sentiment to put on it. So what I did was I just used my tape adhesive. It's not tape adhesive, it's like dot adhesive, whatever it is. I used that here for his feet and his waist, and then I used foam squares behind his head, beard, you know, and arm, so that he is also elevated, if you can see that. And so now I'm trying to think of a sentiment. I was going to use this Merry Christmas. Can't compete with the baby. From this Hero Arts Christmas set, but then I remembered that I had these, and I kind of want to use one of these. Cut this part out, and I guess that's where it's gonna go, because that's where it's stuck down. I am not gonna fight it. Okay, so I'm just gonna rub that onto the paper. I hope it all sticks. Now I really like using rub-ons. The only thing I don't like about rub-ons is when you have to press so hard that you leave all these marks on your paper. So I'm trying to be really gentle. I'm hoping that oh good, I didn't leave any marks. And awesome. It's like a little tattoo for paper. I love it. Now I kind of want to draw a little speech bubble here, but I don't know if that would be too much. Why not? Okay, let's try that. Outline it in pencil first, in case I screw it up. Hopefully I don't. And so I am going to outline that with a micron marker. Let's use a size 8. I'm not looking for perfection here. It's supposed to look very whimsical, so it's okay if it's not, you know, perfect oval or what have you. It's, you know, we're just trying to get it to look cute. The lettering itself is quite whimsical, so I think that a hand-drawn bubble works pretty well with it, and I really like that. I'm gonna give it a few seconds to dry, and then I'm gonna pass an eraser over it. So there's my first card, all completed. On to card 2. For this one, I did take a moment to kind of think of what I was gonna do. I had this card that I wanted to use over because I really like it, but I wasn't sure what to do with it. So I'm actually going to use it with these guys, and I am going to lay this out like this, and I'm going to pose them in front. So, you know, there are little tourists here in New York, and they're posing in front of this apartment building. And that is the story for this card. That's what we're going to do here. It is snowing, so there's snow there on the ground, and yeah, this is what I'm going to do. I think I'm just going to use some glue for this. And that's because I don't know where my gun is. I don't know where that tape gun is. Okay, so some glue onto here. Make sure this is going to open in the right. Okay. Alright, just center that there. Guys down. They're so cute. Right, and now we're gonna do some foam squares. Now it's sticking out just a little bit, but I'm actually gonna leave it that way. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it like that. What do I need? Some foam squares. And then a little bit of glue right here. this did buckle a little bit. I'm not too happy about that, but it's alright. Okay, so sentiments. I think I'm gonna leave it without a sentiment because I really like it, and there's not a lot of room to put a sentiment anyway, unless I put it like on him, and I don't really want to do that. No, I'm gonna leave it as is. So there's card number 2, super simple. Card number 3, I'm gonna use this tree and this piece of scrap that I had. It's got a really tiny polka dot pattern, but it's not loud. It's not too loud, so it's not gonna clash with this tree, with the pattern on the tree. And I am actually going to keep it that simple. I'm just gonna elevate that. I'm gonna give it some dimension by putting it up on foam tape. And I found this guy, so. And this is a Xyron Mega Runner, if anyone is wondering. I have had this forever, and I just buy the refills on Amazon. Actually, before I adhere that down, I think I want to use some ribbon. I'm just trying to get it in the center here. And again, I picked a sort of sheer ribbon so as to not clash with the gold on the card. I want that to be the focus. Okay. Just add some more to make sure it stays down. And make sure this, I've lost count of the number of times that I've actually made an entire card on a card base and it was like upside down. In that case, just to fix it, what I do is I cut off the top of the card and then I put it on another card base in the right direction. So for this, I'm gonna use foam tape. Let's take out a chunk here to work with. I'm gonna center this onto here. All right, and I think bow or no bow. All right, so I found these stickers and I'm gonna use one of these. Oh, maybe this one. This one says Christmas cheer. No, this is the one I wanted to use. And it just says, may your spirits be bright. And I think that's fine. Or could it go under? No, that's not gonna work. Okay, so there's the sentiment for that one. And I'm happy with that. So that is card number 3. For card number 4, I'm gonna use this reindeer here. And this card, which is like the ugly sweater pattern, I'm gonna create a frame, so I'm gonna cut this out. Anyway, I also found this in my stash and I'm gonna use this as a background for that. This was in my scraps. So this is like a recycle, use scraps, whatever you got. Whatever you have in your stuff, in your stash, is what you want to use. Okay, so
Jolly old Saint Nicholas, lean your ear this way.
So I'm cutting it to 1, 2, 3/8 of an inch on 3 sides, and then the bottom I left it at, what is that? Looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7/8 of an inch. I may have to adjust that depending on how this comes out here. Alright, so I'm going to try to line that up. I can't really see from where I am, but I'm trying to keep my head out of the frame. Is that lined up? Let's see. Oh, it is lined up. Okay. Sorry if my head is in the way. Just can't see. So, okay, so there's a little frame. And there's our little portrait. So that's what we're gonna do with that. Okay, now let's center that. Keep this little tie on the front. Okay, I like that. And I am also going to put this on foam tape. All this release paper off. Oh, I already did that one. Okay, just put everything down right now. Get our little reindeer here. Center him. So we got Merry Christmas. Okay, I can do that. All right, and now I'm just gonna snip the excess off. Okay, and there is card number 4. Cute, huh? On my 5th card, I am going to be recycling this card and then using this beautiful laser cut piece that I took from another card, and I'm gonna be making a shaker. So I couldn't find in other recycled cards any. I wanted to use like a green in the background because I'm gonna use vellum instead of acetate, and that's because I don't want anything that's in the background to take away from this beautiful pattern, this beautiful laser cut. So I'm gonna use this piece of craft behind it. See, so you still have a really nice contrast. I was looking for something green, but I couldn't find anything in the recycled cards that I had. And because I'm using recycled cards, I'm trying to minimize the amount of things I use for my own stash. I'm just gonna mark here where I want to cut. Okay, so I am going to start by putting down that piece. and this is on my card base. And on this portion, I'm gonna put vellum. So again, I just want to mark where I'm gonna cut. I'm gonna carefully adhere that together. I'm gonna use a piece of scrap under this and get it on the pattern as well. That's why I'm using the scrap, because I know that this is too thick to go around, so there's gonna be some glue going off the sides of the paper, and I don't want it on my table because then it gets stuck to other things. Stickiness that is left over, I will just use my my adhesive removing eraser. I don't remember what this is called, but this eraser, and I will take off any stickiness that is left over. Okay. Alright, now let me line this up. Okay, so I'm just trying to remove any of that sticky glue that maybe went over the sides of the pattern of the laser cut. Alright, so I think that's good. Now this is gonna go right on there. Okay, so you have two options when you are creating a shaker card. You could either put your contents on your outer layer and then put your card panel or base over it, or you could put your contents on your base and then put your outer layer over that. It really depends on what you're doing. I want this to be lined up, so I don't want to do this because I'm not going to be able to see, since I have this sort of strip on each side that I need to line up. If I'm putting my card base onto there with the contents on the top layer, I'm not going to be able to see if I'm lining it up, and I don't want to be off. So I'm actually going to put the contents on here, and then I will line it up this way. So I'm going to prepare my top layer by putting the foam tape along the edges. I want it to move around, but it doesn't have to move too much. I'm not concerned about it shaking a whole lot, so I'm only going to do one layer of foam. If I wanted it to shake quite a bit, then I would use two layers of foam tape, and I would just fold this over, connect them, cut it to make it thinner, and then I would put it around, and that would give me a good enough height that whatever my contents are, they would really shake around quite a bit. But with just a single layer, it's going to shake around, just not as much, and that's fine. I'm cutting this pretty thin because, as you can see, my frame is quite thin, and my release paper just came off because it's so thin, but that's okay. Alright, now you do want to make sure that your entire foam strip is sealed so that none of your contents are sliding out. So I'm going to just follow along. Okay, and I'm gonna repeat that with this.
Jolly old Saint Nicholas, lean your ear this way. Don't you tell a single soul what I'm going to say. Christmas Eve is coming soon. Now are you, dear old man? Whisper what you bring to me. Tell me if you can. When the clock.
Okay, that was perfect. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put my contents in here now. I do want to use some of the snowflakes that I have in my little dish. These do tend to stick together. So I think that's it. I'm not going to put more than that. And then I will go ahead and use sequins. Some white sequins. These also stick together, that's why I'm putting them in my hand so I can kind of separate them. I want these to be piled in the center, but not so piled up that when I put my top layer down they're going to be squished and they're not going to move. Okay, now actually I can't really see, so oh, also I don't want it to be upside down. Here's okay. Okay, so there's the shaker card, right? And you can see the contents, just not so much that you can't see the joy. Let me cover this before I spill it. And that is card number 5. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm gonna stop here for this video. I am gonna follow this up with a part 2 and do another 5 with the remaining pieces that I have. And again, I hope I was able to explain what I was doing as you know in a way that you can understand. I know I'm not very technical, but I'm also not a teacher. I'm just a regular crafter. So I'm just trying to share this with you guys so you have ideas on using recycled cards and scraps and things like that. So I'll have some photos of these at the end of the video, and I will also include photos in my blog. I have been a little behind on the blog posts, but I'm going to do my best to get that up as soon as possible. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, and if you want to see more videos like this, please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the part 2. Bye!